Every industry has its own difficulties, but if you ask what's the most challenging one, it's without a doubt the space rocket launch industry. This was an industry dominated by superpowers like the United States and Russia, and private companies didn't even dare to enter because of how complex and expensive it is. That was until SpaceX came along and successfully entered the market. But it wasn't because Musk had endless funds to pour into his company. If it were just about money, Blue Origin would have easily taken the lead. Blue Origin is owned by Jeff Bezos, a man who, at the time, was even wealthier than Musk. Yet, despite his enormous wealth, Bezos has not been able to make anything significant with the company so far. The company's latest failure to launch the New Glenn rocket probably solidifies the fact that this industry might not be for Bezos. From the very first day of its foundation, Blue Origin has been riddled with problems, setbacks, and no profits to show for its efforts. And now, with the recent failure to get New Glenn off the ground, even Bezos himself might start to realize that this industry is far tougher than he ever imagined. In this video, we'll discuss Blue Origin's constant struggles, the issues with New Glenn, and how this latest failure might change the company forever. Before we delve any deeper, please make sure to subscribe to our channel for future updates about the newest developments in the space industry. If you've been watching the space industry closely, Blue Origin's New Glenn rocket might strike you as more of a long-running disappointment than a game-changer. Founded by Jeff Bezos in 2000, Blue Origin entered the space race with lofty promises, aiming to revolutionize space travel with reusable rocket technology. But over 2 decades later, what we see is a company that has consistently under-delivered, leaving many to question whether Blue Origin is one of Jeff Bezos' worst investments. The New Glenn rocket has been a prime example of this underperformance. It was originally slated to launch in 2020. The rocket, standing over 320 feet tall and designed to carry heavy payloads into orbit, was meant to directly compete with SpaceX's Falcon Heavy. However, 5 years later, it still hasn't flown. The delays have been frequent and seemingly endless, with technical and logistical setbacks at every turn. For a project with so much at stake, this performance is difficult to justify, especially given the resources at Blue Origin's disposal. One of the biggest roadblocks has been the development of the BE-4 engines, which power the rocket's first stage. These engines are fueled by liquefied natural gas and are a critical component of New Glenn's design. However, the engines have faced extensive testing delays and technical challenges that have slowed the entire project. It's not just Blue Origin relying on these engines either. United Launch Alliance, another aerospace company, also depends on the BE-4 engines for their Vulcan rocket. The delays in engine development have therefore affected not just Blue Origin but other companies as well, further tarnishing its reputation. Another critical issue has been the rocket's ambitious design for a reusable first stage. Much like SpaceX's Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy, New Glenn is designed to have its first stage land on a platform at sea for reuse. While this concept has been executed successfully by SpaceX for years, Blue Origin has struggled to deliver similar results. Even as they prepared for their most recent launch attempt, the planned recovery of the first stage was threatened by rough sea conditions, forcing Blue Origin to rethink its schedule. The delays aren't just about technical challenges, regulatory issues have played a role too. Blue Origin only secured its commercial space launch license from the Federal Aviation Administration in December 2024, 5 years after the rocket was initially supposed to launch. The most recent failure, which occurred just as New Glenn appeared ready for its inaugural flight, is perhaps the most embarrassing. On January 13, 2025, the rocket stood poised on the pad at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, only for the countdown to be aborted minutes before liftoff due to an unspecified vehicle subsystem issue. The fuel was drained and the launch was postponed indefinitely. This incident is proof of Blue Origin's broader issues. Years of planning, billions of dollars in investment, and still they couldn't get it off the ground when it mattered most. Comparing Blue Origin to SpaceX makes the company's shortcomings even starker. SpaceX, founded just 2 years after Blue Origin in 2002, has far outpaced it in terms of achievements. SpaceX's Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy have conducted numerous successful launches, including missions for NASA and commercial clients. SpaceX has also demonstrated its mastery of reusable rocket technology, achieving rapid turnaround times for launches. Meanwhile, Blue Origin remains stuck in the development phase, unable to deliver a single orbital mission. This contrast is even more glaring when you consider the financial aspect. Blue Origin has reportedly consumed billions of dollars in funding, with Jeff Bezos selling approximately $1 billion in Amazon stock annually to fund the company. Despite this massive investment, Blue Origin's revenue remains minimal. In 2023, reports suggested the company's annual revenue was just $42.8 million, a drop in the bucket compared to the capital poured into it. SpaceX, on the other hand, has secured lucrative contracts and launched profitable ventures like Starlink, its satellite internet service. By 2024, SpaceX's revenue was projected to climb to $13.3 billion, solidifying its dominance in the space industry. This growth was fueled by a steady stream of commercial satellite launches, government contracts, and the ever-expanding Starlink service, which was becoming a major source of income. Blue Origin, on the other hand, was estimated to generate around $4 billion in revenue for the year. While this represented a significant improvement for Blue Origin, much of it was likely tied to advanced payments for future contracts rather than operational activities, as the New Glenn rocket had yet to launch. Additionally, Blue Origin's finances were heavily reliant on the $1 billion per year investment from Jeff Bezos. To support Blue Origin's ambitious projects, Jeff Bezos has been personally funding the company by selling approximately $1 billion worth of Amazon stock annually. The New Glenn rocket is Blue Origin's entry into the heavy lift launch vehicle category, directly competing with SpaceX's Starship. Designed to handle payloads of up to 45 tons to low Earth orbit, New Glenn is positioned as a reusable rocket capable of reducing launch costs and increasing efficiency. However, when compared to Starship, which boasts a payload capacity of 150 tons to low Earth orbit, New Glenn falls short in scale and capability. Starship's much higher capacity makes it suitable for missions to Mars and other interplanetary destinations, giving it a significant advantage in the heavy lift market. There have been observations from industry experts suggesting that Blue Origin has borrowed heavily from SpaceX's designs and concepts. Both rockets are reusable, with first stages designed for vertical landings on platforms at sea. This reusability model was first implemented successfully by SpaceX with its Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy rockets, and later extended to Starship and its Super Heavy booster. Blue Origin's decision to pursue a similar approach with New Glenn raises questions about whether the company is innovating or just following SpaceX's lead. There are also design similarities in size and structure. New Glenn stands at 98 meters tall, while Starship, when combined with its Super Heavy booster, reaches 120 meters. Both rockets are larger than NASA's Space Launch System, making them some of the largest rockets ever built. While Starship uses a stainless steel construction, which provides better durability and heat resistance during atmospheric re-entry, New Glenn relies on aluminum alloy, which is lighter but less suited for extreme conditions. One critical difference between the two rockets is that SpaceX has already demonstrated Starship's capabilities through multiple test flights, including 6 launches, and is currently preparing for its 7th. Among Starship's test flights, the 5th was particularly notable for achieving a major milestone, successfully catching the Super Heavy booster using the Mechazilla arms. This system, designed to grab the descending booster mid-air using massive mechanical arms attached to the launch tower, marked a breakthrough in reusable rocket technology. After completing its role in the launch, the booster used its grid fins to control its descent and align itself with the Mechazilla arms, which then secured it for refurbishment and reuse. This achievement eliminated the need for additional landing infrastructure and significantly improved turnaround time for future launches. Blue Origin, however, has not launched New Glenn even once. Initially, the rocket was scheduled for its maiden flight in 2020, but this has been delayed multiple times due to technical issues. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates.